The sun was dipping low over the ranch that Friday evening, painting the spring-fed lake in shades of golden amber, so clear you could count the pebbles 15 feet down. I was Sheriff Rex Calloway, 8 years on the job, and after a long week of domestic calls, meth busts, and accident scenes that cling to your soul like tar, all I wanted was my ritual. Pitch a simple tent, cast a line for base, listen to the water lap the shore while the cattle settled in for the night. The smell of mesquite smoke from the campfire mixed with that clean lake air always reset my head. This 47-acre spread had been in my family since 1952, handed down from my grandfather Bull Calloway, a man who could stare down a tornado and make it change direction. The land predated any subdivisions, any rules but the old handshake kind where neighbors helped each other without asking what was in it for them. That peace shattered when flashlights blinded me in the dark. My own deputy, apologizing the whole time, cuffed me right there by my tent. HOA President Vivian Thornberry Wells, 58, fresh from California in her pristine white Lexus SUV, had called it in. She stood filming with a smug smirk, screaming about vagrant camping laws, how rules apply to everyone, even if you're trespassing on what she insisted was community property. Her blonde hair didn't move in the breeze. Her attitude could freeze hell over. She bought the biggest place in Meadowbrook Estates 2 years earlier, elbowed her way to HOA president in 6 months, and imported that militant California mentality to rural Texas, where folks had gotten along fine for generations without someone measuring grass with a ruler. I kept my voice level. Ma'am, this property's been mine, my family's, since before your development existed. I've got the surveys. Her smile never wavered, the kind sharks give seals. Paperwork can be complicated, Sheriff. Rules are rules. This isn't the Wild West anymore. One of her minions, Delilah Crayons, former city planning clerk, stepped up with a clipboard like a weapon. Wouldn't want complaints about law enforcement professionalism reaching the county commissioners. The threat hung there clear as day. The deputies recognized me the second they checked my ID. Cuffs came off faster than they went on. Vivian's smirk crumbled. What started as her petty power play unraveled everything she'd built. See, while she'd been harassing me, filing complaints with planning, environmental agencies, the State Water Commission, hiring a paralegal, posting in Facebook groups painting me as some badge-abusing local who thought he was above standards, organizing a property standards committee to spy on me with ring cameras and patrol shifts. I've been digging too. Small towns spill secrets, and paper trails don't lie. Meadowbrook Estates had dirty laundry. 3 houses, including hers, violated creek setback requirements by 15 to 20 feet, built in flood easement territory, illegal as a $3 bill. Internal docs showed the developer bribed a planning clerk to rubber stamp it. But the real scam ran deeper. Vivian's playbook from California and Arizona. Move in, seize HOA control, target vulnerable folks, elderly widows with unmaintained landscaping, single moms, Vietnam vets growing therapy vegetables, with endless violations, legal threats, daily documentation. Force cheap sales, flip through shell companies tied to her brother-in-law's mortgage firm, family trusts, cousins handling the flips. Profits doubled in months. She'd done it before. Bakersfield elderly couple run off over religious decorations. Phoenix single mom with a disabled kid buried in noise complaints. Sealed settlements, but badges open doors. In Texas, her harassment wasn't about my camping or community standards. My lake bordered their development. A proper survey would expose those buffer violations, demolition orders, crashing values. She needed my land empty or under HOA thumb to bury the evidence. Her campaign, force me out, prevent discovery. Embezzled HOA dues funded it all. $63,000 plus stolen from members to pay investigators, hired muscle, legal fees. A franchise operation, sharing best practices playbooks with other HOA presidents across states. My ex-wife Sarah, a lawyer with shark instincts, dug into sealed records and financials. Deputy Martinez compiled digital trails, private Facebook groups coordinating harassment, celebrating acquisitions. Retired Sheriff Kowalski locals like Gus and Marlene at the diner, Mrs. Arya the widow they targeted, they all added pieces. FBI got involved when patterns crossed state lines. Mail fraud, wire fraud, racketeering conspiracy. RICO territory. Escalation came hard. Vandalism, slashed tires, superglued gate, dead possum with a last warning note. Threats from her hired ex-cop muscle, Burke. Anonymous complaints flooding internal affairs to suspend me. She even called a press conference, playing victim on Dallas News, dabbing fake tears while spinning tales of corrupt sheriff intimidation. It backfired spectacularly. Burke got pinched for DUI, flipped, spilled everything on tape. At the county commissioner's meeting, room packed, cameras rolling, she sat in her power suit ready to humiliate me. I laid out the binders, financial charts, confessions, emails proving bribes, shell company networks, $3 million plus in multi-state fraud. FBI agent Patterson stood. Vivian Thornberry Wells, you're under arrest. Handcuffs clicked. Her lawyer scattered papers. She screamed setup. Burke, already cuffed, pointed. She paid me to threaten him and others. The room erupted in gasps, then cheers from folks she'd victimized. She pleaded guilty to 8 federal counts, 5 years prison, $127,000 restitution. Her network collapsed, 12 arrests across 5 states, millions returned. Dr. Thornberry divorced, froze accounts, handed over records. Burke turned witness. Meadowbrook residents rebelled, replaced the board, audited funds. 6 months later, I'm back by that lake at sunset. The water's still clear. Kids from my new sheriff's youth fishing program laugh as they land their first bass. Mrs. Arya teaches neighborhood children patience every Saturday. The old foreclosed mansion. Now affordable housing and a community center with legal aid for HOA victims. Sarah runs a clinic fighting predatory boards nationwide. Reforms rolled out. Mandatory audits, oversight on new developments, state task forces. Our county's case became training material. FBI, state AG, even Governor Abbott declared a Property Rights Awareness Day. What began as a woman calling cops on a man camping on his own land ended with justice, healing, and a stronger community. Bull Calloway would have grinned. Sometimes defending your ground means protecting everyone's. The lake's open now. Families walk trails, skip stones, barbecue under Texas stars. No more tyrants measuring grass or stealing homes with clipboards. These stories capture that classic clash. Entitlement versus reality, bullies versus folks who stand up. They're often dramatized for entertainment, but the core rings true. Know your rights. Document everything. Rally your neighbors. Bullies crumble when the light hits them square. Share your own HOA nightmare below. Let's keep the good guys winning.